What if I told you there is only one word that differentiates winners from losers? Today's rant is all about the paradox of success and escaping the rat race we find ourselves in. But first things first, how do we define success? Is it finding a partner who is a 10 in order to compensate for the fact that we're a 5? Is it making $1,000,000? All of us have our very own subjective definition of success based on our past experiences and values. But ultimately, all of these definitions boil down to one thing: our inner picture. Our ability to look into the mirror with the confidence that we're living a life that is authentic to our true self. I mean, how many of us have taken up unsatisfactory jobs with the intention that we will work hard to earn and save a bit of money that will ultimately enable us to pursue our real interests? But lo and behold, before we know it, we have large mortgages, children in private schools, and a sense that life is not worth living without really good wine and expensive holidays abroad. These luxuries then end up becoming necessities, trapping us further into the rat race. And life is no longer about the everyday process and only about the month-end paychecks. And this brings us to the paradox of success. We've set our sights on the destination we want to achieve, but constantly fail to realize it's always about the journey and not the destination. I mean, 99.9% of our time is spent on that freaking journey. After all, what we get by achieving our goal is insignificant compared to who we become in achieving our goal. When we think about it, most of us already know all that we need to succeed. If all we needed was more information, everybody with an internet connection would live in a mansion, have a six-pack, and be happy. So, no. It's not new or more information that we need, but rather a new plan of action. A plan of action where we create new behaviors and habits that are oriented away from sabotage and towards success. If we are really aiming for stardom levels of success, such as the Rocks and Ronaldos of the world, consistency is key. These mega-successful athletes have to live through regular bone-crushing drills and thousands of hours of practice. They get up early to practice and keep practicing long after all others have stopped, facing the sheer agony and frustration of the failure, loneliness, and hard work it took to become numero uno. We find ourselves living in a world where we're constantly bombarded with increasingly sensational claims to get rich, get younger, get sexier, all overnight, with little effort, for only 3 easy payments of $69.99. But in reality, the only path to success is a continuum of mundane, unsexy, and sometimes difficult daily disciplines compounded over time. Darren Hardy explains this in his book, The Compound Effect, which is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of smart, small choices. The most interesting bit about the compound effect is that even though the results are massive, the steps in the moment do not feel significant. For instance, by choosing to cut 125 calories from our diet every day, which involves simple changes such as having a cup less of cereal, trading our can of soda for carbonated water, and switching from mayo to mustard on our sandwich, we can end up losing 33.5 pounds in 31 months. Yes, that's right, 33.5 pounds, just by implementing these simple changes compounded over time. Ultimately, what all successful people have in common is a daily routine built on good habits, which, compounded over a period of time, results in massive achievements and decisive action. After all, success truly is the result of good judgment. Good judgment is the result of experience, and experience is often the result of bad judgment. The fact of the matter is, life isn't a zero-sum game. If all we do is win, win, win no matter what, like DJ Khaled, without failing at least some of the times, we're attempting too little, and we will accomplish nothing worthwhile. The only way for us to uncover our true potential is to reach our breaking point, and then continually keep pushing past it. It's about time that all of us begin to pay attention to the voice in our head that's been telling us for years to quit doing X and start doing Y, and begin inculcating the simple but profound disciplines that will lead us in the direction of our desires. It's about time that we admit to ourselves that success isn't a walk in the park that will happen overnight. After all, it's not the big things that add up in the end. It's the hundreds, thousands or millions of little things that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Thank you guys so much for watching. What is your definition of success? What would you describe as your biggest successful accomplishment so far? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, smash the like button and subscribe so that you never miss out on the People's Rant.